There we go. All right. So, thank you.
All right, Aaron, take it away.
Aaron, what'd you work on in the bye week? You and the defensive line, some things you really keyed in on.
We got a chance for the young guys to get a lot more reps. Ray Valhasic, he got a lot heavier load this week along with Jaleel Taylor. Christian Varner got an increased workload, but we kind of went back to the fundamentals, went back to the basics. We spent a lot of, our individual just working on the simple steps, getting off the ball and everything like that. So it was a fundamental leap.
There's a lot of rest as well, recovery, and more treatment. Time spent on that.
Yeah. The older guys were taken care of a little bit. We got our bodies back right, so we're ready to take off the second half of the season.
6 games in, how close are you to meeting your personal goals for how you were going to play this year?
I was trying not to look at it as much. One of my dad actually pointed out that I was doing as well right now than I did in the entire 2017 season. So it's interesting to look at, but we were on 6 games and we're shooting for 8. So a little more ways to go, but I'm ready to take the second half of it.
Given the fact that you basically missed all last year, did you have to kind of redefine expectations for yourself, or once you kind of felt 100% healthy, it was back to kind of where you were a year ago, what you were looking ahead for that season?
My expectations for myself were always high, especially my expectations for this team. No matter what happens, I expect us to reach our goals and accomplish everything that we want, just because of the work that we put in on the forefront. So.
Is the approach to the open week different with the staff than the previous group?
Just a little bit. I mean, with both staffs, we worked on basic fundamentals. I've never been in the position I am now, being a 5th year than I was with the other staff. So couldn't really tell you. It's a different perspective for me with both staffs. So it's going to be different regardless.
At the midpoint of the season, as a defensive line, you being one of the older guys on it, are you happy with? I know you're never going to be completely happy, but how pleased are you with where the D line is right now at the midpoint as a unit?
We left a lot of players on the table throughout the past 6 weeks. We've missed a few sacks, we've missed a host of tackles. When we play a perfect game, I'll let y'all know.
A lot of guys enjoy watching themselves on film, especially when they do good things. When you're watching film of yourself and snap after snap, you're taking on multiple blockers and you're absorbing those blockers. How much personal joy, satisfaction you get out of seeing yourself do that for your team?
It's my job. It's what I'm called to do. I command the middle. I think at this point in my career, I command a double team. So for me to continue to get that, I feel like that's just a testament to my play, and I'm happy to go there and do it for them.
Aaron, what was the team's reaction when you guys first found out coming off the bye that you guys are still in the thick of this thing, first place right now in a 3-way tie for the Coastal Division, and just middle of October and all the opportunities you guys have in front of you? What does that do for you guys, going into this game with Virginia Tech?
Kind of first off, I don't think we ever thought we were out of it. We had one out-of-conference game. Granted, the weight loss, but it was a non-conference, so we were right in the middle with everybody else before Miami got UVA out of the way. So, but even with that being said, just being able to see that, the young guys are starting to see, okay, maybe this is achievable. I've been on a few teams where we won the Coastal coming down to the very last play in double overtime and against this team that we have this week. So it's refreshing to see that it's in reach and it's right there, but we're right where we think we need to be to take command of everything else.
How different is it coming off a season where you guys only got 2 wins last year, and then being at this point of the season right now where you guys can still go out here and win a championship?
It's what we expected. This is what we expected to do.
For you older guys, when you look at the last 3 games against Virginia Tech, the Hurricane game a couple years ago, what happened up there last time, and then last year, that drive late, does this game kind of take on maybe a little extra oomph for you, kind of getting ready to go play them, given the way the last 3 games have gone?
Yeah. Half my high school goes to Virginia Tech. So the last few years it's been different going home and seeing them, good friends and everything like that. But they can talk a little more than I'd like, and so our goal is to not allow that to happen.
How much does that last game up there stick with you?
Last time we were in Blacksburg,
Yeah.
a lot.
Anything in particular, just the score, or was it, I mean, were they enjoying it a little too much, or?
Well, they had the right to, so.
Does that, all three were very different games, the way the outcome came about. Does that one that he was alluding to stand out a little bit more, or are they all kind of even in their own unique way?
They were all losses, That one was probably the worst out of the three. But we lost 3-0 to them. So in my mind, it's just, we got to get it back. That's all it is.
Do you think your performance, until now, especially with the game in Georgia Tech, has surprised some people? And if so, how does that kind of drive you even more?
I drive myself. My teammates drive me. No offense to y'all, I don't really read any of this. My mom will send me stuff, but it's just, I think we, as a unit, we're playing the way, we're not where we are yet, but I think we're getting to where we know we can be. The same as I said for myself, I feel like I'm getting close to them. Not there yet, I haven't played a perfect game yet. But proving other people wrong, I'm not in the business to do that and prove myself right.
Is it more of like a feel-good factor for you personally, just knowing the year you had last year compared to what you're doing right now? Does it kind of give you a little bit more of a, does it feel a little bit better knowing what you went through last year and just not being able to play?
Yeah, last year was rough. I mean, you guys know, I've told you guys that. But I feel like I'm right where I needed to be. Obviously, I think it happened for a reason. Brought me right back, and now we're in the thick of it. And I get to lead these boys through it all. So,
What kind of challenges does Virginia Tech's offense pose to y'all? I know they just put Hendon Hooker in there too. He's a little bit more dynamic of a quarterback. So, what do they pose to you?
So the quarterback one game will come up a little bit more. He's good with the ball in his hands. I think I saw he doesn't have an interception since he took over as a starting quarterback, and they're 2-0 under him. So obviously they're feeling kind of good about themselves. They was in Miami and then Rhode Island this past weekend, so they're on a nice little streak, and they feel confident with Hooker in the backfield. So I've seen the running backs for a few years now. I think it's the same guys. O-line is young, so we'll see how we all adapt.
Do you like it more when teams pass more or rush more?
If they run, I hope they run up the middle. I don't like the edge-to-edge stuff. And if they pass, then I just hope they don't full slide. That's all it is.
Any more questions? No? All right. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron.
Appreciate it.